The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the April 1st, the terrific Thursday or Thirsty Thursday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I do want you to know I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But much more important than that, and that's this. During this next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on it at 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, well, I've got you covered there too. You can always go ahead and send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question. And, of course, in our Tiger's Den, well, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on terrific Thursday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. All the U.S. indices traded to the upside. The Dow up 154, the S&P 38, NASDAQ 205, Russell 25, semis 84, tranny 71. You kind of get the picture out there. Gold's up $12, silver 31 cents, light sweet crude up $1.40, natural gas up 4 cents. The 30-year Treasury is up 1 and 30 seconds out there, leading the charge dollar-wise to the upside. It's the googly one up $58, nearly 3%. Bookings Holdings up 46, 2%. Amazon 43. To the downside, you got Discovery Inc. off $17. Emergent Biosolutions off 13 or 14%. Ubiquity down $9, 3%. Voodoo Holdings off $9, 6%. CarMax off $8. So certainly plenty to look at, but I want to look at what you want to look at. Let's begin by taking a look at what's going on inside the markets right now. And let's do that by taking a look at our 4-paneled equity future contracts. What do we see? Well, if we start with the ES Mini. Let's just simply expand this chart out here. We start with the ES Mini. We're going to see that price is trading above its prior swing point. That prior swing point was the date from March 18th. That actually identified a top. I just can't remember if it was a TD9 or Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. Doesn't really matter. It was the top. That was resistance. That was a bearish engulfing candle. And now what we've got is prices trading above that. When you trade above that, now what that's setting up for us is an A to B equals CD to the upside. So let's go take a look at what that price measurement is. That, of course, is dependent upon the close today. But as long as price closes over that high, the high of March 18th, then you've got an A to B equals CD to upside. Volume or not. Let's just accept the fact that we're in holiday trading and we're going to be on light volume. And if it does have the volume, you go take a look at the SPYs as an example. Well, then that's really telling you something here. But the A to B equals CD says the ES Mini wants to go target the 4110 level. Not today, but that's what it wants to do. If we take a look at the NQ, it's got an A to B equals CD to the upside. This is a different one, I believe, than the one that Tom has been showing out here. And that's simply because as new information gets revealed to me, I like to come back and take a look at a fresh screen and say, where are we at now? So here's where we're at now. Now we've got a larger A to B equals CD. We're going to start with our A point being March 5th. By the way, that was the March 5th was generated a Gartley buy pattern. Now price is trading above the March 16th high, and as long as price closes above 287.25, that sets up the A to B equals CD pattern, and that gives you a price projection, takes you right back to the top of the the weekly profile, that is. And that's at the 13,750 area. You'll see 13,699 is the exact one-to-one A to B equals CD. Remember, folks, we use these as guidelines. So you've got the ES and the NQ as of 110. 1:11 in the afternoon saying, hey, I want to go form an A to B equals CD pattern. We don't have that situation inside the Dow equity future contract. What we do have is a brand new profile. We talked about the profile yesterday. The final numbers on this: resistance 33,134, support 32,187. So close above 33,134. Well, then we'd have an A to B equals CD pattern here as well. Really, the number that price has to close above is 33,116. 33,116. If you see the YM close above that, well, then that's signaling to you and I an A to B equals C to the upside there. We don't have that. No reason for us to draw that pattern in. We have an A to B equals CD pattern inside of the Russell 2000. Let's go take a look at it. That is really signaled to us yesterday that that's what it's trying to do today. You've got that confirmation. The A point out here is the low from March 25th. The B point out here, let's do it right. 30, 22, 23, 22, there we go. It's going to be the high from March 26th. See if we can get that to get the B. There we go. And the C point is the low from March the 30th. Your 1-to-1 level takes you up to the 2273 and 1-to-1.272, 2309. You'll see, let me actually get rid of the A to B. So there's your pattern, but you'll see that those A to B equals CD patterns take you right up into the bearish structured resistance zone of the Russell 2000. And that's between 2267 and 2317. These are the daily time frame charts. That's what's going on in the daily time frame charts as we speak right now as of 1:12 in the afternoon. Different picture if we go take a look at short-term time frame charts. What do you mean, jelly bean? Well, let's do this here. Let me go over to one of my other screens. And on the other screen here we're going to take a look at very short-term time frames, 10 and 30 minutes. Let's take a look. I like to focus on the 30-minute time frame. Let's take a look at the ES Mini. As we take a look at it, what we're going to see is this has appears there's still 18 minutes, 17 minutes left. Yeah, 17 minutes left in this trading session. So what I don't know is, are we going to get this bearish reversal candle to confirm the Rhodes momentum indicator top? If we do, the first pullback would take us just down to the 39.97, not much lower than where we're trading right now. Below that, 39.94, and below that, then you get into 39.83 level out here. But you got to take things one step at a time. You've got a TD9 count top. Let me see if that's still in effect here. High 4,175. Close was 4,000. Yeah. So you've got a TD9 count top already in place. You've got wave number 7. That appears to be in place out here. Rhodes momentum indicator top. So the short-term time frame is like Paul Revere and the Raiders, simply telling you that, man, it wants to try to make some kind of a top out there. So watch that. That's what's coming off of the 30-minute time frame. Let's go see if it's got any seconds out there. The seconds, well, that would be coming from the NQ. The NQ, we can see that has already topped with a TD9 count pattern. That was a few hours ago. And price just consolidated with inside its current profile. That's between 13,254 and 13,321. The pattern itself right now is bearish. Bearish because price is below that oscillator unchanged line. You've got a confirming topping pattern out here. And that says, yeah, you might see that 13,254. Below 13,254, you're looking at 13,202. That's what the short-term time frame charts are telling us, at least the ES and the NQ. The Dow, no topping pattern, but it's made a 100% move of a move, so that's where it could also pull back. And you do have a Rhodes momentum indicator top in the 30-minute Russell.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today.
Hey there, I'm Andy Arbertine with Tiger Precious Metals and Stones. Whether you're looking to buy and sell precious metals or trying to find the perfect diamond ring, I'm here to help. I have over 15 years of experience with diamonds and precious metals. You can call me directly at 727-329-8245, and I'll personally answer any questions you have and help you find exactly what you're looking for. I will be your personal concierge in the metal and stone business. Give me a call today, 727-329-8245.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. So let's go to our first question that we've got out here. This one from Tim M. Tim writes in, and Tim wants to take a look at Federal Express. FDX is the ticker symbol. Tim would like to know the TAS profiles on the daily and weekly. Well, there you go, Tim. The daily, you're trading above the daily profile. The top of that box is 272.85. So you cleared resistance. That would then suggest, from a profile standpoint, because Federal Express is trading with inside a bullish structured weekly profile, then price is well above the center, which is at 261.39. The price should go target the top. That's 299.34. Price is above the monthly profile as well. So again, from a profile standpoint, the suggestion is price should continue to move higher. Now, on a weekly basis, it doesn't show here, but this is actually bar number 8. And we know that a top can form on bars 8, 9, or the bar following 9. So it could be a top this week. But I don't see that on the daily time frame, so we're going to pass and say ixnay to that. But that says, hey, you could see a top form here, Tim, next week or the week after. So pay attention. But everything looks very positive here, still looks positive, and I don't really see anything of significance on my other charts that I'm looking at there. So we'll just kind of leave it as at that. Since we don't see anything. So I hope that helps you out, and best of luck to you if you are in that trade. But it does look like it wants to continue to move higher, and again, that 299.34 may be the price target. That was the only question that we've got other than one inside the Tiger's Den. So if you would like me to review something for you, you can give us a call at 877-927-6648, or you can send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. And, of course, in our Tiger's Den, just like Zip did, he wants to take a look at Schlumberger. That's ticker symbol SLB. And Zip, you went long this morning. Okay, so you're long this morning. What we can see here on the very left-hand panel, you can see how price is trading in the cone of silence. That's between a rising and descending trend line. Very clear there. And with inside its daily profile. So prices, and it's a bearish structured profile at that. So what price has done, price found support at the bottom of that daily profile. Good, okay. And now price is going to run into resistance. And resistance is really just a peak above where it has traded to today. That resistance level becomes the center of its bearish structured profile. So, Zip, the range of resistance is between the price point of $27.85 and $28.21. Unfortunately, Zip, they didn't provide me with the tool. I've looked for that tool that tells me whether or not price is able to take out that resistance level. But you and I, we've got an advantage. At least we clearly know where buyers and sellers are. And so right now you're in the buy zone, but you're about to run into the sell zone out there, and that is inside Schlumberger. So what do you do? I don't know. I don't know what the intent of the trade was, whether it was a long-term trade, just a day trade, and so forth. If it's just a day trade, Zip, then probably what you want to do is not carry it over the weekend. Now, I suggest that because I'm also looking at the weekly profile. And on the weekly profile, what you will also see here, Zip, is that it too is a bearish structured profile. And this week, prices traded up into that resistance zone. That's at 28.57. So your zone here, 27.85, 28.57, 28.21, that's where all the sellers are at there. If you were going to take those on, you'd certainly like to see them do it with volume, but today's not really a volume day in the markets. Could be, but it's not. And the last time that price was up here in this range, it did volume of about 11.4 million shares. So far today, you're at about 4.7. So it's going to be light volume moving into that resistance zone out there. Let's take a peek, you and I. Let's go take a peek out here. Let's be thorough, and let's go take a look at my other time frame charts out here. So now you got monthly, weekly, daily, and in all the other intraday time periods that we like to look at to determine if there's any kind of patterns out here. Something that suggests, well, take a look at the monthly. Geez, I was focused on the weekly and the daily profile, Zip, and I totally bypassed. Look at the monthly. See how price was below when this profile formed on the monthly base? Oh, you're not looking at it. Sorry, I got on this other screen. Sorry, on the monthly basis over here. See how when price had formed, when the new profile formed, it was above any price discovery out there. And that's a bearish message. And so you've got resistance on the daily, resistance on the weekly, resistance on the monthly. You've got PS day resistance all over the place out here. Now, what you do have going for you, and if you want to stay with the trade, then the weekly time frame chart shows us the following. A TD9 count top that formed out here about 4 weeks ago. Did its thing. What was its thing? Its thing was to push price back to the first key level of support. Where's that, Steve-O? That's the oscillator and change line. Look at how last week price got down there, tested and rejected it. So the weekly time frame has generated for you a bullish signal. But how do you have a bullish signal when you also have a bearish pattern that hasn't been taken out? So there you go. You're neutral. But it's a positive. Okay, so you're neutral, but that is a positive. Doesn't say breakdown. On the daily time frame chart, not so lucky. Daily time frame chart shows us Rhodes momentum indicator top. Let's just expand the chart out here, make it easy peasy for everybody. And now what we can see is that nice, let's even pull it back a bit, make things just a tad larger. There you go, larger. You've got a nice Rhodes momentum indicator top out here. Price is pulled back. Hasn't done a ton of damage. But SLB could actually be in an A to B equals CD to the downside. See how in the daily time frame, price came up, bounced up right into the resistance of its green oscillator and change line. It really needed to take that out. So do you exit the trade again? You're in this from a long-term standpoint. I wish like I had a long-term buy signal, but you're looking at the charts just as I am. That I don't see out there. Let's look at the short term. So on the short-term time frame, and I don't want to be confusing, but look, we've got to take all of this into consideration. So on the short-term time frame, this generated a nice TD9 count bottom, was bar number 8. Price is above. It's taken out its resistance level of 27.51. That's the TD9 breakdown level. So this is suggesting, hey, maybe I want to trade a bit higher, maybe even A to B equals CD to the upside. I apologize, I can't draw that in on this white background version of my software out here. But even if it does bounce up, again, it's just going to bounce this up into this resistance zone out here. So how do you summarize this? I summarize it as this. You got looks like a nice entry for some nice profits today. And I probably don't hold it over the weekend. But you got to do what you got to do. And I hope that helps you out with regard to the analysis of Schlumberger, ticker symbol SLB. Now, Schlumberger, maybe does that work in the same? I would imagine it's directionally correlated to light sweet crude. Let's go take a look at light sweet crude, whether it is or it isn't out here. And to go look at light sweet crude, we want to get over to take a look at these charts. Where did it go? Where it's like right in front of me. I know it's right in front of me. I know it's close. There we go. Light speed. No, we don't. Not that chart. This chart. So, and I got to get to that screen. That's a problem with using. I've got 4 screens out here, and and I've been trying to expand what it is that we do during the Trader's Edge show out there. It gave you a little bit better perspective of at least how I evaluate what is going on in the markets by looking at these time frames out here. We take a look at light sweet crude and we evaluate what's going on. Here's ZIP. We don't have any kind of a breakout inside light sweet crude. We just have a consolidation. So to the extent that Schlumberger tracks light sweet crude, then this could say, all right, just stay with it because right now it's a little bit neutral. But a close below 58.07 light sweet crude, you're probably out of Schlumberger. And you're probably in with a close above 62.18. We don't know when that's going to happen. See Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. The printing presses are working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The U.S. deficit has risen 200% in 1 year with no end in sight. The markets are looking for an additional stimulus bill to get us through this once-in-a-generation pandemic. There is no free lunch, folks. The more stimulus dollars put into the marketplace, the less your dollar is worth each and every day. This is the time to protect yourself with a portion of your portfolio in the metal market. The gold report comes out each Monday morning. I bisect and dissect the dollar, silver, gold, the XAU, and the HUI. The gold report is a long-term hedge against the dilution of your buying power. The U.S. has put more than $6 trillion into the marketplace in the last 6 months, with more expected in the next few months. The market did and does need the stimulus, but it will have long-term implications on our buying power. The gold report comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to TFNN.com and order the gold report now. Protect your buying power. Order the gold report now.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den trading room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartleys, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow 152, S&P 35, NASDAQ 100, 184 points. It's time to play bingo out here as we go take a look at the chart for BNGO. Currently trading at 783. That's below the daily profile out there and above a little rising trend line. We can see that price is consolidating with inside its weekly profile from 862 down to 509 and trading above a brand new monthly profile that actually formed, it looks like this month here, the month of April. But I imagine the question is, this is coming from YouTube, and it is from Merle Laviani. I probably butchered that. And I'm not that good of a butcher, but I think I probably did a good job on that one. My apology. So I'm not sure what the question is, but I'll give you the answer. Lower. Lower price is where Bingo wants to head to, and very likely what it wants to do is get down to 509. Now, why would Stevie come up with that? Well, let's go take a look at the other white background charts, one where we can see multiple time frames out there, and take a look at its picture. Let's start with the big picture. The big picture comes from the monthly time frame. We don't have really a topping signal out here, but we can see that price is pulling back, so that tells us a little bit. Then we switch over to the weekly. The weekly tells us a ton. You've got a TD9 count top. If you don't know the TD9 count pattern, please learn it. I don't have a easier, simpler pattern for whether you're a technician or not to be able to learn and to use out there. And the information that it provides you with is invaluable. Invaluable. So this identifies a top out here on a weekly basis, and price pulls back. Now remember, that first pullback level is typically going to be that oscillator and change line, which it did, and it cut right through it like sliced bread. And price is still trading below that oscillator and change line. And that's why Stevie said, the charts are communicating to us that this still wants to head down to that 509 level. That's the next level of support. And look, if it crushes through 509, Bingo is going to say, hey, I'm on sale at 49 cents. And don't think that that can't happen, because it absolutely can happen, but we're not forecasting 49 cents just yet. If you look at the daily time frame, notice how that oscillator and change line changed from green to red. And if you're a listener to the show, you know that when that happens, there's a phenomena that takes place. As soon as that changes color, we typically see price stall. Well, that certainly happened here. And we then see a test of that line, price in that line hook up. And the question is, when they hook up, what do they do? Well, right now it's a test and rejection. And a test and rejection of a red oscillator and change line says, I want lower price. Well, if it wants lower price and it's trading below its daily profile, what is its next target, Steve-O? Now, that's an excellent question. And guess what? That's at 506. So now you got the weekly that says, 509 is fair game. And the daily says 506 is more than game out here. So it does look like what Bingo wants to do is to head lower out there. So I hope that helps you out, and thanks so much for writing in. We had another request out there, and that was to take a look at U.S. Steel. That ticker symbol is X. That is also for one of our YouTubers, and that is for X, Y, and Z, and just wants us to take a look at it. So we're going to wait here for these charts to populate. It takes just a bit because actually I've got a ton of trades on, and the system is slow, and a ton of other things working inside the background. But now we can see that it's populating. Now I don't know what the question was with regard to U.S. Steel. So we're just going to take a look at the charts and tell you what each chart is communicating. So maybe not each chart, but many of the charts. The monthly time frame chart is saying I want higher price. And this higher price that it wants to target over time looks like 36.60. We're not seeing any kind of a topping signal in place out here. If we look at the weekly time frame, that is also true. Now, yes, it's triggered a Rhodes momentum indicator signal because we see those black diagonal lines, but that's just a signal. That's just a warning signal that says, hey, take your umbrella with you, or be on guard. Be on guard for what? Be on guard for a bearish reversal candle. Well, there's no bearish reversal candle as we look at it right now, so that is suggesting that it too wants to move higher. Now, the daily says, not so fast, guys. I know you big boys are saying you want higher price, but I am beating my chest saying not so fast. Why is it saying not so fast? Let's just expand the chart out. You'll see it. It's very clear. You'll see that right now as we speak, U.S. Steel is confirming a Rhodes momentum indicator top. It right now has an evening star candle, three-river evening star. That confirms that. Now, it's not likely that this candle pattern is going to go away at day's end. It could, but right now it's in place. And that says that what you should see inside of U.S. Steel is at least just a pullback to that oscillator and change line. And that's at the 23.75 level. If it gets below 23.75, I mean closes below 23.75, then you're looking at 19.98 to 21.48. So the daily says, hey, I don't have a problem with you guys on the weekly and the monthly, but I'm ready to see how strong you are. And I'm going to go test the back of support. And that back is in that 23.75 range. That is the oscillator and change line. The 195-minute chart, somebody's going to say 195-minute chart. Steve-O, where did you pull that out of? Well, if you take a look at the trading day, that's 390 minutes divided by 2, voila. There you go. You get 195 minutes. That, too, has a TD9 count top. Now, the cool thing about the 195-minute chart and what we just looked at on the daily time frame, exact same pattern out here, except the fact that its oscillator and change line is green. It wasn't a change of colors, but it has a top. And when you've got a top, you're going to go back and you're going to test that area. Now, if price can hold this level and you're in the second bar, you won't know until the end of the day. But if there's a close below 24.83, then that's signaling to you that it being U.S. Steel, wants to head to lower ground out there. Its lower ground is 23.99, by the way, or its next lower ground out there. What else do I have? The 65 minutes got a Rhodes momentum indicator top. So there's plenty of shorter term. The 15 minutes got that same pattern. So it does look like what U.S. Steel wants to do. It wants to pull back and test support. If it can hold 23.75, trade back above it, then the bullish way should continue on. And if not, expect more of a retracement. So X, Y, and Z, I hope that helps you out. Looks like we've got maybe 2 phone calls. Is that true? Do we have Brent on the line? Brent?
You there, Steve?
Hey, perfect. Okay. Yeah, excellent. I wasn't sure based upon the message that was in there. So good morning, and how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Very good. Good to hear your voice. And ICPT is the instrument that you called about. Tell us about ICPT and what you're doing.
We had looked at this previously. Remember, it had that really nice pattern that was, I think the A point was around 125, and then the final, like the D point,
yes,
on the chart would take it down to 18 range, which it did, and that's why I bought it. And we made some progress since that point when we talked previous, and I just wanted to get your thoughts on it. See where we're at.
Perfect. So we take a look at ICPT, folks. That is the Intercept Pharmaceuticals, Inc. What we can see here is, although I can't draw the A to B equals CD pattern, I can move my cursor to see it. It's this C point, the C letter. This Chapman wave C would be, in essence, your A point of the pattern. Bar number 7 would be the B point, and then bar number 8 would be the C point. And you can see that price got down here. And what Brent did was he waited for the cavalry to confirm that pattern. There you got a nice bull sash candle. That was the confirmation of that by the D point. And now, Brent, price is trading above the top of its daily profile. And it's trading into a prior little junior swing point from March the 26th. Now, that swing point from March 26th had decent volume, about 1.4 million shares. And you're about 475. Hey, Brent, we're about to go to a hard break. Please hold on. We come back from this chart. We'll further investigate it and tell you why it's likely headed to 31.89. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be back in just a few.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. We're on the line with Brent. We're taking a look at Intercept Pharmaceuticals. ICPT is the ticker symbol. And I had mentioned before we went to break that it looks like what Price wants to do is go target the level of 3189. 3189 is a TD9 breakdown area. On the daily chart, we can see this series of higher lows, higher highs, and really the next higher high is just about this is the daily time frame, taking out the high of 25.27 out there. So it looks like that's what the target is, and you're getting a bit of a confirmation of that from the weekly time frame chart, Brent. And the weekly time frame chart, bottom with wave number 7, that is letter G on my screen out here, and price is trading just slightly above the top of the weekly profile. Now, the actual weekly profile number is 2439, and it's at 2469. So if price can close above 2439, that just looks very positive as well. That's got a larger target of 5075, but got to take the smaller targets first. The 65-minute chart out here, Brent, also is signaling that it wants to move to higher ground. This had topped earlier in the day with a TD9 count pattern. Price is now trading above that. There was just 2 bars of sideways movement, and when you see that, that's just like a little bit of a hiccup, and now price is ready to resume itself and move higher. So yeah, everything looks very good for ICPT. Is there anything on any time frame chart or anything that you're looking at that you've got concern about that we should take a look at? Maybe something I've overlooked out here.
No, that's great, Steve. It seemed like it was, acting positively, and what you just showed, confirms that. So that's what I was looking for, and just, again, areas to be looking for on the upside.
Perfect. Well, Brent, another nice trade for you. Congrats on that. Always glad to see that. And you have a happy holiday, a great weekend, and we'll look forward to talking to you hopefully next week.
Oh, you do the same, Steve. Thanks so much, and yeah, have a great weekend. Take care.
You bet. That was Brent in Martinez, California. Now it's time to go out to Denver, I believe, and speak with Ron. Ron, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you today?
Great, Steve, and tell Brent thank you on ICPT. Good company for liver disease. I mean, they get a cure for that, and the stock goes to a zillion.
There you go. I'll take a zillion.
But anyway, I wanted you to take a look at a company. It's an ETF called PAVE, P-A-V-E, and they own about 100 construction companies, different types of construction companies involved in cement, crane construction, paving, everything like that. And I thought with the infrastructure play, that their money that they're talking about. What the future looks for the like on that ETF, PAVE.
Sure. So you're not in it yet. Is that correct? You're just looking to get in, or do you have a trade on?
Well, I want to buy. I'll probably buy an option. I haven't done it yet, but I want to buy an option and go out about 2 months.
Okay, all right. So in a white background chart, it may be hard to see, but it's the monthly's on the left, and prices above the top of the profiles on the monthly, the weekly, and the daily, and all that looks good out here. The daily, the price the pullback today on the daily was a test of the top of that profile in the oscillator and change line. So all of that looks good, but there's a TD9 count top that's in place on the monthly. We know that can identify a top. The bar that's forming this week is going to be bar number 8 of a TD9 count, so that just says, okay, caution. The daily doesn't have it's got wave number 7, that's letter G that's in place, so it does have a valid topping signal. That's going to be confirmed today. So you want to watch 24.94. If it closes below 24.94, that says you might be able to pick this up at 23.48. 23.48 to 24.45. If I look at the 195-minute chart, we've got a TD9 count top that is out here. So, yes, everything that you said makes sense. But the monthly, weekly, daily, and 195-minute charts say, maybe what we want to do is have a little bit of a pullback here and shake some folks out before we continue to trade higher. Now, what we don't have, Ron, is we don't have confirmation of that. We've just got the topping signal. And when I say we don't have confirmation of that, we don't have any levels of support that have really been broken out here. You know what I mean?
Yes. I see it holding above the green line, I guess, is what's showing for me.
Yeah, you got the green line, because we already talked about the profile, so that would be another area of support. And so so what do you do? I tell you what, because infrastructure, and there's a lot to be discussed about that, it would be surprising to me that I guess they probably want to move it to a zillion instead of 2 trillion or 3 trillion or whatever it is. So I think that the charts are saying. By the way,
you mentioned a trillion. Do you think Congress knows how many billions are in a trillion?
No, of course not.
You know how many there are? It's 1,000 billions in 1 trillion.
That's a beautiful thing.
Think about the money they're spending. It's amazing.
Oh no! Don't. If I do that, I'll be throwing up all over the screens in front of you. So, and then we don't want that. That would not be a pretty sight. I think though, but specifically for this, because of those topping signals that we see here, I'd like you to see if you could find a better entry point into your call options or whatever it is, however it is you might trade this. So. Watch
I'll wait till next week and see if there's a little weakness, and I'll get in.
Yeah, let's watch this just for a tad before you go ahead and, for example, if I could find a short-term time frame, like a 30-minute chart that generated some kind of bottoming signal or so, I'd feel more comfortable in saying, okay, maybe here's where you go ahead and pull the trigger. We don't have that. Maybe we're going to get that. Maybe we're just going to get a nice little A to B equals CD to the downside in the 30-minute chart, and that would give you at least a logical entry point versus trying to chase it right here, right now. So let's be patient on this one, okay, Ron?
Will do. Thank you very much, sir.
You bet. Thanks for calling. Always good to talk to you. That was Ron in Denver, and I believe we have another. No, okay, that's just somebody in our YouTube channel, which is fine. And the ticker symbol there, that this individual wants SWBI, and that is for Mike. And Mike says, Steve, do you look at volume in your review? Also, it's important what that company does. Is there no? Hey, we're going to go to break in about a minute out here. So let me answer that question for you, Mike. Mike, when we take a look at any chart, and I'm just going to expand this one out here, this daily time frame chart here for SWBI, we can throw anything out here. We're agnostic. You and I, or I am specifically, I am agnostic to the time frame, to the instrument. It doesn't matter what it is. We're using, in essence, the exact same tools, with the exception of indices out there. And those indices, I'm not using the TAS market profiles. They just don't work that well. You look for the futures contracts, if there are some, for the indices that are trading out there. Do I look at volume? Yeah, we've taken a look at volume. Do I use volume as a primary characteristic? I do not. You know why? Because we have two excellent hosts here that do. And that's the Polar Bear, David White, and his Power Law Vector Indicator. What a beautiful, thought-out tool that is. And then, of course, you've got Tom's volume at swing points and so forth. But do I let volume control the decisions? No. And the reason I don't is because these patterns work without that. So I hope that answers your question about volume. And when we get back from this break, let's go take a look at, I believe the symbol you want to take a look at was SWBI. And we'll try to figure out what buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I. We'll be right back.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Markets can rise and fall like the tides. Subscribe to Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, and you too can ride the wave. Basil Chapman is an authority in technical analysis. His Chapman Wave trading system has been helping traders identify trends and capitalize on momentum in the markets since 1984. TFNN invites you to test Basil's proprietary Chapman Wave trading methodology with a monthly subscription to the Opening Call newsletter for only $149. Your subscription to the Opening Call comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, as well as daily market updates on key indexes, stocks, and commodities. Ride the wave! Sign up for the Opening Call risk-free today.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today, our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge. Just $89 exclusively at TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. So I'm going to apologize because we're not going to be able to get to all these questions I see have come in by email. Thank you to each of you for writing in over the weekend out here. I'll respond back to you, assuming that I can. Of course I can. I won't be able to do that today because as soon as the show's over, I've got to take off, get on the road, and head over to Naples for a bit. In any event, back to Smith & Wesson. That is SWBI. I pulled it off on this screen here. What I can share with you is the short-term charts that we were looking at before we went to the breakout, they're all suggesting that price wants to move higher. And if we take a look at the daily time frame out here, you're going to see price trading in between both a rising and descending trend line. Most importantly today is if price can close above 18.16, you're 6 pennies above it right now. But that's okay. If you can close above 18.16, price should go target that descending trend line in the 19 and change type area out there. That's really supported by the weekly chart, which is just in this very large sideways consolidation. When I say large, I mean we're talking going back into the July timeframe. So it's almost a year out here. You can see that really on the weekly. So what I would anticipate is price gets up towards that 19 level and then backs off out there. So that's what we see when we take a look at Smith & Wesson. What do we leave you with? Well, we haven't taken a look at Goldilocks out here, so let's go do that because that has had a nice move. And as we take a look at gold, so gold is very likely target. Well, here's what gold is doing right now. We mentioned this yesterday. There are some, but there are very few weekly A to B equals CD patterns to the downside in gold. There are some out there, of course, but there are very few. When they happen, they typically have meaning. Right now, gold is showing a weekly hammer candle at its 1 to 1.272 A to B equals CD pattern. This says first gold targets 1744 to 1750, and it clears 1750. 1880 is next up on its screen. Folks, stay tuned for 2 more great hours. Have a safe weekend, happy weekend out there, and we'll look forward to seeing you on Marvelous Magnificent